What if business, leadership, and even life itself aren't about winning, but about playing a game that never ends? That's the bold idea at the heart of Simon Sinek's The Infinite Game. First published in 2019, this book expands on his earlier work, Start with Why Leaders Eat Last, by challenging the way we think about success. Instead of treating leadership as a competition with winners and losers, Sinek argues that the most resilient and inspiring organizations play with an infinite mindset, focused on long-term purpose, trust, and adaptability. The title comes from James Carser's distinction between finite and infinite games. Finite games, like football or chess, have clear rules, fixed players, and a definite end with winners and losers. Infinite games, like business, politics, or life, have changing players, shifting rules, and no clear endpoint. The goal of an infinite game is not to win, but to keep playing, to stay resilient and relevant over the long term. The first lesson is the danger of a finite mindset. Many leaders treat business as a competition to beat the rivals or to maximize quarterly results. This short-term, win-lose mentality may bring temporary gains, but leads to instability, distrust, and decline. Sinek argues that because business is infinite, focusing on finite wins is a mistake. Leaders obsessed with short-term wins sacrifice long-term trust, innovation, and purpose. The second lesson is the need for a just cause. To play the infinite game, organizations need a purpose larger than profits, a vision of a better future that inspires people to sacrifice and commit. This just cause provides meaning and direction even through hardship. Companies with a just cause attract loyalty and resilience, while those without it drift aimlessly. The third lesson is the importance of trusting teams. Infinite games require cooperation and adaptability, which only thrive in cultures of trust. If people are afraid of punishment or layoffs, they will hide mistakes and avoid risk. But when leaders build trusting teams, people feel safe to speak up, share ideas, and innovate. Trust is the foundation of infinite play. The fourth lesson is the role of worthy rivals. In a finite mindset, rivals are enemies to be defeated. In an infinite mindset, rivals are sources of learning. Sinek suggests that we should view competitors as worthy rivals who reveal our weaknesses and push us to improve. Instead of obsessing about winning, we can focus on becoming better, inspired by the strengths of others. The fifth lesson is the courage to lead. Playing the infinite game requires leaders to resist short-term pressures from shareholders, markets, or fear, and to act in line with long-term purpose. This takes courage because it often means sacrificing immediate gains for enduring trust. Infinite leaders have the courage to disappoint in the short term to build something lasting in the long term. The sixth lesson is the responsibility to advance. Infinite players are never done improving. They focus on growth, adaptability, and renewal rather than protecting the status quo. Organizations that cling to stability stagnate, while those with infinite mindsets embrace change and reinvention. Progress, not perfection, is the aim. The seventh lesson is resilience in crisis. Finite-minded leaders collapse when conditions shift because their focus is only on immediate results. Infinite-minded leaders, by contrast, survive crises because they are anchored in purpose, trust, and adaptability. The COVID-19 pandemic provided a real-world example. Organizations with a clear, just cause and strong culture adapted better than those focused solely on quarterly numbers. The eighth lesson is that leadership is stewardship. Infinite leaders see themselves as custodians of the organization, responsible for leaving it stronger for the next generation. They don't see success as personal glory or temporary victory, but as contribution to a cause that outlives them. Stewardship shifts focus from ego to service. The ninth lesson is the power of flexibility. In infinite games, rules and players constantly change. Leaders must be willing to adapt strategy without abandoning purpose. Infinite players hold tightly to their just cause, but lightly to their methods. They are resilient not because they never change, but because they know when and how to change. The 10th lesson is that infinite play transforms individuals, not just organizations. Each of us can choose to live with an infinite mindset, guided by purpose, humility, and adaptability, rather than competition or ego. Whether in careers, relationships, or communities, we can ask, am I trying to win, or am I trying to keep growing and contributing? So how do we apply the infinite game today? First, reject the illusion of winning in business or life. Recognize that the game is infinite. The goal is to stay in the game, not to declare victory. Second, define your just cause. Find a purpose larger than yourself or your profits. Third, build trusting teams. Create environments where people feel safe, valued, and empowered. Fourth, respect worthy rivals. Learn from them instead of resenting them. Fifth, have the courage to lead for the long term. Resist pressures for short-term wins when they threaten long-term health. Sixth, embrace adaptability. Be willing to change methods while staying true to your purpose. Seventh, see yourself as a steward. Lead in ways that strengthen the organization or community for those who follow. Modern relevance is striking. Too often, business leaders obsess over quarterly earnings, market share, or beating the competition. But these finite goals collapse when markets shift, crises strike, or new rivals emerge. Infinite leaders, however, focus on resilience and trust, ensuring their organizations endure. In politics, we see similar patterns. Leaders with finite mindsets chase short-term victories, while those with infinite mindsets focus on serving future generations. Even in personal life, many people chase finite wins, promotions, possessions, achievements, only to find them empty. An infinite mindset replaces that emptiness with meaning. Think about your own goals. Are you measuring success by what you've achieved compared to others, or by how well you're living your purpose? In relationships, are you trying to win arguments, or are you trying to sustain connection? In careers, are you chasing titles, or are you building something that matters? The infinite mindset challenges us to rethink success itself. Perhaps the most powerful part of the infinite game is its optimism. It reminds us that we are not trapped in finite battles for victory, but that we can choose to live and lead differently. By embracing purpose, trust, and adaptability, we can build organizations and lives that endure, inspire, and matter. The big takeaway from the infinite game is this: business, leadership, and life are infinite games. There are no winners, only players who continue or quit. The way to thrive is not to win, but to play with purpose, trust, and resilience. Infinite leaders do not eat first, do not chase quick wins, and do not seek glory. They serve, adapt, and build legacies that last. That was The Infinite Game by Simon Sinek, broken down into its most powerful lessons in under 10 minutes. Which lesson resonates most with you? The idea of the just cause, the value of worthy rivals, or the courage to lead for the long term? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this summary, make sure to like this video, subscribe to 10-Minute Books, and ring the bell so you never miss our weekly breakdowns of life-changing books. Thanks for watching, and remember, life is not about winning, but about playing the infinite game well.